If you're thinking about relocating to Georgia, specifically to Metro Atlanta, this video is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of guesswork. Well, people are moving to Georgia from all over the country right now, from California, New York, the Pacific Northwest, the Midwest, and most of them are discovering the same thing after they arrived. There were things they wish someone had told them before they made the move. Well, today I'm going to be that person for you. 5 things you need to know before you relocate to Metro Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Rick DeShields. I'm a realtor and U.S. Army veteran based right here in the Metro Atlanta area with Peace of Mind Real Estate Agency, brokered by Legacy South Real Estate Group. I specialize in helping people relocate to this area, veterans, first-time buyers, and families making a move from out of state. So this video is for anyone who is seriously considering Georgia as their next chapter. So let's talk about what you actually need to know before making the move. Let's get into it. One of the biggest reasons people are choosing Metro Atlanta right now is the cost of living. And the comparison to other major metros is genuinely striking. Metro Atlanta costs roughly 42% less than San Francisco and about 33% less than Seattle. For people relocating from New York, the difference is even more significant. The same income that barely covers survival in a coastal city can actually build real financial progress here. Savings, home ownership, and a quality of life that feels sustainable rather than stretched. Housing is the biggest driver of that advantage. The median home price in Metro Atlanta is currently around $425,000. Competitive, but dramatically more accessible than markets where entry-level homes start around $700,000 or above. If you're relocating from a high-cost state, run the numbers before you move. The difference in what your dollar does here versus where you're coming from, it may surprise you. Georgia and Metro Atlanta specifically is not just a lifestyle destination, it's an economic engine. Metro Atlanta is projected to add around 19,000 new jobs in 2026 alone, ranking 4th among major U.S. metros for job growth. The employer base here is genuinely diverse. Delta Airlines, Home Depot, Coca-Cola, UPS, and Emory Healthcare are among the major anchors. And the film and technology industries have been adding significant employment over the last several years. For veterans specifically, Atlanta Metro consistently ranks among the top cities in the country for veteran employment. And Georgia offers strong state-level benefits, including military retirement pay exclusions and veterans hiring preferences for state jobs. If you served, this state takes care of its own. If you're relocating for career reasons, or you're a remote worker who wants to land somewhere with a strong local economy as a safety net, Metro Atlanta is a smart place to plant your flag. Here's something that every newcomer to Atlanta needs to understand before they search for a single home, and it will shape everything about your daily life. Metro Atlanta is divided by Interstate 285, the perimeter highway that encircles the city. Locals call it the ITP or the OTP split, inside the perimeter and outside the perimeter. And it's not just a geographic distinction, it's a lifestyle distinction. Inside the perimeter, you're closer to the city core, more walkable in certain areas, more urban energy, access to modern transit in some corridors, and generally higher housing costs for less square footage. Outside the perimeter, which covers the surrounding suburbs where I live and work across Metro Atlanta, you get more space, more established neighborhoods, generally lower price points for larger homes, and a more suburban pace of life. The trade-off is that this area is largely car dependent and commute planning matters more. Neither one is better, they're different lifestyles. The key is knowing which one fits you before you fall in love with a specific home in the wrong part of Metro for how you actually live. This one does get talked about enough, and it affects your budget from day one. Georgia has a flat income tax rate currently sitting at 5.19%, with further reductions already legislated going forward. If you're coming from like California, New York, Illinois, you're going to see a real improvement in your take-home pay without doing anything differently. I'm not a tax advisor, so I always recommend you running your specific numbers with a CPA before you make a move. But for most people relocating from higher tax states, Georgia is a net positive from day one. Metro Atlanta is not just one city, it's dozens of distinct communities, each with its own character, its own price point, its own commute dynamic, and its own daily lifestyle. Gwinnett County, where I call home, is one of the most diverse and fastest growing counties in the entire state. Cities like Duluth, Suwanee, Lawrenceville, and Beaufort each offer something slightly different in terms of community feel, housing options, and price range. And the differences matter more than most people expect before they arrive. The mistake I see relocating buyers make most often is starting with the home and ending with the neighborhood. It should be the other way around. Start with the lifestyle you want, the commute you can live with, and the budget that's realistic. And then find the community that checks those boxes. The home comes after. That's the conversation I have with every buyer before we look at a single listing. Because where you live in Metro Atlanta shapes everything else about your experience here. All right, those are the 5 things I believe every person considering a move to Metro Atlanta, Georgia needs to know before they start searching. If Gwinnett County and specifically cities like Duluth is on your radar, I've got a full series of videos covering specific neighborhoods, price points, pros and cons, and what life actually looks like on the ground. Check those out on my channel. The links are below. And if you're ready to have a real conversation about your relocation, whether you're 6 months out or 6 weeks out, reach out. My contact information is in the description. No pressure, no rush, just clarity so you can make a confident decision. And if this video was helpful, go ahead and like it, subscribe, and share it with someone that you know is thinking about making a move to Georgia. Well, I'm Rick DeShields, and I'll see you on the next video.